Let us move with the firewalls. See, what is a firewall first of all? See, firewall is nothing but it's an access point where it controls and monitors the internet procedures. So when we say a procedure of the internet, it will be of type of packets which are entering into a system. Are they authorized to enter into the traffic, and are they authorized to enter into your controlling access or not, will be checked by firewall. So firewall has restrictions to stop few attacks which are not known. So the firewall can understand a different trusted environments where it can identify the unauthorized users. So when these unauthorized users can be identified, means when there are n number of fake addresses of IP, then the firewall can understand that and it can stop immediately not to enter into our controlled access. So these will be having alarm system also, where these alarm systems are implemented on the behavior which is abnormal type. If we are getting any attacker data into our system, so the perimeter which is surrounded by the firewall will be defending that the data should not enter into our access point. So this is a major attention of the firewall. So firewall is a team where it can audit and control the access of the packets which are penetrating into our system. So it can stop the penetration process if it is not an authorized user. Now, coming to the classification of firewall, it can be done in the 3 ways. So first one is packet filtering, next is circuit gateways and application gateways. In a packet filtering, again, it will be divided into 2 parts, a general packet filtering and a stateful packet filtering. The combination of all the 3 types will be the dynamic packet filter. So coming to the packet filters, this packet filter is responsible to take all the packets from the network traffic, and this packet filter as a firewall will be stopping all the packets in a traffic not to enter into the security parameter, which is the firewall protected network. So this firewall protected network will allow the packets from outside only if those are authorized packets. So when we say a packet is authorized, means if it is properly signed by authorized users and if it is having a proper data which is padded with the correct length of the data and all, will be checked by the firewall, and then the data will be entered into the perimeter of the firewall. Otherwise, the data will not be accepted to enter into our network, right? So this is the simplest way of adding packet filter to the firewall. It includes a number of parameters such as IP address of the source and the destinations, and also the headers, whatever we are utilizing in all the protocols. So every protocol will be having its own individual header format. So we'll be checking the header format, which is syncing with the source address and destination address along with the payload. So when we say a payload, that is the exact data, whatever we are about to send and we are about to receive. Right? Now, the major part in the packet filter is it can also have the information of the transport layer, that is about the TCP and UDP source points and everything. So thus it can have a number of flags such as synchronize, acknowledgement, reset, push operations and all. So whenever we get struck with any unknown data, this flag will be acting immediately. Right? So the data which we are utilizing in the message formats will be controlled by the ICMP protocol here. Now let us see the security and performance of this packet filter. So whatever we discussed till now will be a point of this. So the address spoofing can be done by this packet filtering. So address spoofing is nothing but we will be checking all the IP addresses. If my IP address is spoofed and if it is like updated with some other data, we can see that the data filter has to be blocked immediately. Otherwise, we have to know what are the fragments which we are relating with the attacks and all. So if there are any packets which are in the form of attacks types, so then immediately we have to clock that one with the help of the firewall. So all these are the some of the security performances where a packet filter will be very actively participating. The second one is about the stateful packet filter. See, in the stateful packet filter, the only thing is we don't have any other layers information here. Only the information about the network layer, that too the network traffic data will be available. Along with that, client and server sessions will be noted here, so that we'll be have a track of all the data which is moving from client to the server. So if a packet is valid, then that packet will be allowed inside the security parameter, that is a firewall will allow that. Otherwise, it will be just detect as a bogus packet, and then it will be sending out of the context. So this is a major aim of stateful packet, where it is not allowing any other data to be inserted into our security parameter. So if you can see here, a client is there with the address 192.168.51.50, whereas server is 172.16.3.4. Now a user, like now a client and server are both are about to communicate with each other. Thus, client and server will be communicating first with the handshake property. They will establish the connection. Then after establishing the connection, the source and the destination are ready. Now, when a source is client, it will have its own port number, that is 3264, and its source address as the IP address. Destination port is 15. I mean, the destination means it is holding 1525, and this is holding 3264. Now, port numbers are matched and the address is matched. So, we will be continued with the process. The firewall will allow the process from client to the server. Now, from server, it is acknowledging to the client. Thus, as the details are perfect, I mean, the source is 1525 and its address is proper in this. Then the client address as a destination 3264 and destination address is also proper, so that we are allowing this one also. Now, when server, after server information gone, again we are getting a packet from the server itself as a known thing. But what happened here is 1525 is a source address, okay, matching. 172.16, this is also IP address matching. But the destination port number is not matching. This is 2049, which is not acceptable. Thus, the firewall will be immediately activated and it will stop this packet not to enter into the access point of the firewall. So this is a thing, a small scenario where we are showing how a firewall will be acting. Now, the two other types of firewall are firewall gateways. So this gateway is nothing but it will be as a stubborn, I mean the robust access point where it knows all the proxy programs also. And even our firewall also will be having n number of proxy programs. These proxies will be used to the authorized users also sometimes, because no other attackers outside should know what is the exact IP address of my system. So I am doing some other gimmick over there and I am performing my IP address with the new IP address and hiding my own IP address, so that if any attacker comes and sees also, they can see some other IP address, but not exact one which is related to me. So thus, all incoming traffic directed to the firewall. So to my system, all the incoming traffic will be directed to the firewall. So firewall will check that over there and then it will provide to me. And all the outgoing will be moved from firewall. So this is a point which is clear, right? Next, a policy is there where we can have proxy numbers also. So what kind of proxies can we utilize are, there are two types, application and circuit level. So application level means which are on the top layer of the OSI. So the top layer protocols which we have till now are HTTP, FTP, SMTP, all this. So HTTP is for all the website transactions and all. FTP is the file transfer protocol. And for mailing purpose, we use simple mail transfer protocol. Coming to the circuit level protocols, we use TCP level over there. One system in one environment can communicate to any other system in the any other network. So that is a part of circuit level. So if you can see application level, this is properly given, like from which user to which user. Inside host is there, outside host is there. Both are communicating with each other. Now, inside host is about to communicate with outside host means the firewall is there in between. So the whatever the firewall which we are utilizing in between is the application level gateway. Thus, because we are utilizing applications over there, so thus for that we need a gateway, which this gateway will itself will be surrounded by the firewall, right? So thus outsiders, if they are sending any mischievous data, malware kind of things, this firewall will be readily attacking, and it will not allow any data to enter into the inside host system. Right. So this is about application level filtering. Now, second one, I mean, this is a small scenario where we are showing application level protocol. So what happens here is a network connection is there and any system coming inside. So immediately this network connection will wake up this daemon process. So daemon process is the first and foremost process in any processing from a host to the another host. So when a network connection is there with one port number called telnet, so immediately its daemon process will be awakened and its proxy will be added to our existing system. So with the proxy, we will keep on updating our data. Thus, like that, similarly, the other protocols also will be utilized in that way. At last, we have circuit level. So in the circuit level, see, it is like one system from outside want to communicate with the insider system, which is having n number of communications in between. So when we have n number of communications in between, we say that as a circuit. So this circuit will be allowed inside only. I mean, this circuit level gateway will allow outsiders data only that data is perfectly authorized. If not, it is not going to enter. Like only we can trust internal users only. Once if you are connecting with the outsiders of that network, immediately firewall should be awakened, right? So maximum here we use sockets concept. There is a bastion host where it is a strong and highly secure system in the firewall. So what is the job of this is it will take the data from outside internet and the whatever the data which we are taking will be screened directly to the bastion system. Once bastion system verifies everything, this bastion system is the system which is very strongly built as a firewall screening. So this system, it takes all the input, and once the data is perfectly all right, then only it will send the data to the its own destination point. Otherwise, it will stop here itself and it will make the data to be alerted. So firewall will alert to all the systems that there is a attack which is about to attack from the outsider. So bastion system is very, very important, where it will hold all the attacks and it will redirect if the attack is there, if it will send the data if there is no attack. Okay. So this is outsider data where a router is readily taking the data and giving to the bastion system. And bastion system will verify that first. If there is no mischievous data, then it will give to the interior router. So from this router, all the other systems will utilize that. If the data which is there in the exterior router which is mischievous, then bastion system will not allow that and it will alert all the routers in its network, in its parameters, right? So the perimeter is very defensive in the packet system. So the only thing, the dynamic packet filters is nothing but the combination of all over we will utilize as a dynamic. So there are few disadvantages of firewalls also, because when there is an insider attack, we cannot understand and we cannot stop that also, because insider, if the systems are connected to each other in the insider pattern in the LAN, so if one system is having malicious code, all other systems also will get spreaded easily. So that is the only disadvantage. If the machines are having malicious code internally, we can't stop it. And if there is an internal threat, we can't stop it. So the only thing is we cannot protect the system which are there in the insider attacks. So this is all about firewall. If you have any doubts in this, please feel free to contact anytime in the college or through comments. Thank you.